Welcome back to another episode of Lost Lands and the Four Horsemen and the Collector's Edition. So in the last two episodes I made, apparently some of you have noticed that the name is not exactly how it's spelled in letter-wise for each word. I'll make sure that takes a note of in this episode once it gets posted. So let's go ahead and continue on with the story mode here. Okay. And as you know, I will be doing the story mode first to show you what you need to do. And then I will go into the other profile to show you where all the collectibles of the areas I stopped at, pretty much. So, with that in mind, we are going to use the sickle. And zoom in right here and use set sickle. Because right here is another monk figurine. So we're going to be needing that. Okay? Don't mind my arm here. I'm just turning down the volume. Well, you guys need to hear the certain characters when they speak. So, let's see. We will at some point will be able to get what's here, okay? Just not right now. Okay? We are going to go ahead and back out since we don't have anything else in here unless the map says otherwise. And it doesn't. So we need to go back a few steps. So we need to be in here. Apparently there is something here we need to do. So we're going to zoom in right here to the gate. Use the key we just found. Okay. And now the gate is open. So now we have some new areas. Okay. So we are going to open up the map. And it looks like 2 areas we have available that are green. Okay. Alright. So, let's see what we have here that we can use. Let's zoom in right here. Let's go ahead and turn that. The music, the actual drum, the music box drum is missing. However, it's dusty, meaning that it was in the ground. So, we need to find something elsewhere to grab. Alright, so we have an energy sphere. We have only, what, 1 out of 2? Right? Yeah, we only have 1 out of 2. So we need to find 1 more. Okay? We need to find 1 more. Let's get this pitchfork. We're going to get this monk figurine. We only need 1 figurine, and we'll be able to use those figurines at some point. So here is a manuscript. Okay? So the manuscript is found right here underneath the box of the snake. We'll get to the snake at a later time. So we're going to go to this hay bale. We're going to use the pitchfork and remove some hay. And what we find is a monk figurine. Okay? We're going to take this net, because we're going to need that. Is there anything else in this area? No, unfortunately not. Alright, so now we're going to go back out to here, to the cottage area, and go inside said cottage. Okay? Now, remember that piece that we found for, you remember that stopcock that we found? Well, we're going to go ahead and use it. Now, if you manage to rotate this under 70 turns, congratulations on that. I, for one, is still struggling on that. Just so you know. I will figure out how to do that under 70 turns, but if I do it on this time around, I'll be surprised. Okay, so there is a way of doing this correctly without having any issues. So if you hit the minus button, which is the menu, go to the guide, and then go to chapter 1, go to page 5, and right here at the top, it tells you the solution on how to solve this puzzle. Okay? But I am going to, on my downtime, trying to get this puzzle figured out. Okay? So with that in mind, we are going to turn some of these to make sure they're accurate. Okay? Let's see here. I am going to try my best to turn it in a certain way where I know that I'm doing it right. So next is the owl, or the bird, whatever it is. And I did one turn too many, which is okay. As long as I can get it, this puzzle solved so you guys can see what you need to do here. Okay, we are going to get the frog. And then we're going to get this flower. Okay, now, here comes the interesting part. Okay? Here comes the interesting part. So, we need to find the snail. Okay? And we're going to turn set snail, and we're going to turn this at least a few times. And now, as you can see, this over here is accurate right over there on that side. So, we are going to be turning this numerous times. So we need to find the moon. Okay, and once we do, we're going to turn that. Bring this all the way over to... Oops. I turned too many times. So I'm not going to be getting that achievement, which is okay. I can always get that another time. We're going to get to this pine cone here. And place it right here. And then I'm going to turn this right here. Now we're going to get that mouse. And then we're going to turn set mouse right where that mushroom was. Okay, so once that is done, we're going to turn that, and the puzzle is now solved. Okay, now that is open. Now I'm going to go to the menu here so you can see the achievements here. So the goal on that, let's see, it's the animal one. Let's see. Lord of Animals completed the animal mini game with less than 70 handle turns. So if you do not do that, you will be unable to get that achievement. So if you get the achievement, congratulations on that. So in here we have is yet another energy sphere. So we're going to be needing that. Okay, now let's look at the map. There is still something, excuse me, there is still something here we need to do, apparently. But we're not going to be using the hint to figure it out. Okay? So, we're going to zoom in right here. Take the water portal activation and place it right on the table. Because we're going to come back to that at some point. Okay? So that's all we need to do in this area. Let's get outside of the cottage. Let's go to this portal right here. Now, there is something we can do at least right here. So, let's go in here, grab one of the spheres, and that's it for that area. And, finally, you're going to see a little bit of a clip. So now, since we have the staircase already up and ready, now, do we have all 8 out of 8 figurines? So let's go ahead and find out, shall we? Let's interact with this little panel we have here. Now, the monk figurines, as simple as it sounds. Okay? You are attempting to bring the blue orb from the top left to the top right, and the bottom right to the bottom left. To do that, you need to move each figurine to accurately place the right figurine in the corrective spot. The reason I say that is because if you do not, you will notice that there is a slight problem. Okay? Now, as you can see, the bottom half is complete. So you do not want to mess with it as it's all the way across. What you're trying to do is actually doing that at the bottom half. But now you're going to do the top half as follows. You're going to be making sure each and every figurine is in the correct spot. And as you can see, almost accurate. There. Now, as you can see, 10 out of 10 orbs are all the way across the board, which means that the door is now finally now open. Okay? Okay? So we're going to go over here, and you're going to get a Mirror of Darkness. If you want to take your time to read it yourself, go ahead, pause the video, and you will be catching up where I'm at. So, 5 out of 20 manuscripts. Okay? So now, in here, we're going to bring a candle. Okay? Now, we are going to go over here, grab this matchbox. We will deal with this water thing here in a little bit. In a little while. So, we are going to go ahead and use set matchbox. And inside we have a vial of some sort. Purple incense, apparently. So, we are going to be needing that at some point. Okay. And now, since there's some unusual, something going on here. So, we found a mosaic fragment. That's gonna come handy later, apparently. Is there anything else we need to do in here? Yes, there is indeed. So, what else do we need to do in here? There is something else we need to do in here, apparently. Yep, like I said. So, we're gonna be using set knife on this tassel that we find. Okay? Now, that is it for now for that particular area. As you see, the page that you guys found, supposedly, what it says, it's very creepy. But there is something you will have to do later in that regard in order to get what's inside that area over there. So we'll come back to that area later. Alright, now as you know, we do have the tassel. Okay? Now, we are going to go ahead and go all the way over here to this area right here. Go right over here. Use the tassel we just found on the music box drum. Now, close the box. And inside we have a unusual feather, which is called Phoenix Feather, which is going to be required here, okay? Now, the next step we are going to be doing here is going back to the Lake of Life. Okay? So that's where we're heading. And we are going to go right to this tiny little spot that we overlooked earlier when we didn't have an item at hand. So we're going to use set net, and we get duckweed. Very clever, huh? So this is it for now for this area right here, since there's only one thing left to do, which is this little rock formation right here, which I won't reveal where that leads until we find out where it goes. Okay? So now, we're going to go back to the cottage. Okay? Now we're going to go right in here to the table. Now, the magic portal, which is actually the magic well in the central hall of the stronghold of the 5 worlds. That tower that we entered in with the water well at the middle of the room with statuettes in the background. That is the water portal, just so you know. To activate it somehow, we need to use the feather and then the powder of flying. Apparently. Supposedly, that's what it does in order for us to get up there. So, so to do that, we are going to go back to the table. I hit the wrong button by accident. Alright, so, first up, we're going to use the duckweed. Second, we're going to grind it. Third, we're going to set bowl and let it boil, and then what we have is the purple incense. So once we put that inside, it turns into powder of flying. Now we have the required materials of what we need in order to start flying in water on the way up. So now we are going to go over here to this little area right up here. Now we're going to zoom in right here. Use the Phoenix Feather first. Okay, once that's done, then you're going to use the powder of flying. Excuse me. And then sit back and watch. Alright, so now since we're here, we're going to go ahead and take this wooden gear, because that's going to be needed at some point. We're going to avoid this little spot right here, because we don't have anything to interact with this little spot right here. But if we zoom in over here, and right into here, now this little tile thing that I was talking about in the achievements, that if you click the matching one without a misclick, you get an achievement by doing so on this particular puzzle. So keep that in mind. We don't have the actual mosaic piece that we need for that particular area. So, without further ado, we are going to go back up there, apparently, because there is something else up there we need to go and look around, apparently. There's something else up here. So we're going to grab these stones and move them out of the way, and we have a key. Alright. So, excuse me. So now, since we have that, we're going to go to the Halfling settlement and a fast travel. If you want to take your time on the way here, I will sit here for at least a minute so you can catch up. Or you can come along and warp with me, since it's not part of the achievements where you can't use the map under 5 usage or whatever, because there's not achievement for that in this particular game. But if you choose to take your time, pause the video just a second ago, and then you'll catch up and we'll go from there. So now we are going to be using set key on this door, and it's a HO scene. So keep in mind, if you misclick on anything in this area, it counts towards your clicking with unnecessary clicks necessarily. So we are going to be showing you here on how to take care of that. Okay? So now, with the rock that we just found, we're going to go ahead and use set rock on this door. And open set door, we find a sickle. Let's go down to this bag right here. We're going to be using set sickle. And inside we have a piece that we need. Okay? Now let's go right here to the crack in the wood. Now let's use the particular driver that we have. Okay? So now let's go over here to this little box right here. We're going to use what we just found on top. And we found a handle. Okay? Now we have all the items we need. Okay? So we're going to take this, remember it well. Okay? Now we're going to use the items that we found. Now we need to place the handle. Alright, now, remember it well. 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay, and pull the handle, and inside you have is the final coin that we need. So, using set coins inside the circles right here, and inside it allows you to get the mosaic stone chip, which is for that particular puzzle I showed off just a little while ago, which I won't show off in this particular episode. For a reason. Okay, so there is something else here we can do. So, we're going to go over here to this little crane, use that wooden gear, and then we're going to bring up a plank. That's going to help us get to that wooden, or that stone structure that is across the lake. So, however, I will be showing off that puzzle and showing you how to do it in a good matter of time by following each step in the next episode here. So I do not want to run out of time, and I almost am. So, without a further ado, if you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode to show you where are the collectibles in the next on the other profile on the areas I already went to in today's episode. So if you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode in a little while. I'm your host, Survival Man 1. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.